I'm not sure how I feel about Keeping Up with Krazy. I think it was good, but I'm not 100% sure. This is a famous studio's Krazy Kat cartoon from 1962. It's directed by Seymour Kneitel and Nick Tafuri, written by Burton, Goodman and George Herriman, with a voice cast including Paul Frees and Penny Phillips. And it's based on the Krazy Kat comics. I don't think I've seen a Krazy Kat cartoon before, to the best of my recollection. So this is what I'm considering my introduction to the character. And the characters are certainly interesting. Most of the animation is okay. I don't love the animation of Ignatz mouse. I'll talk more about the characters in a moment, but the narrative is pretty good. Ignatz mouse is trying to sell a prefabricated house, and he's trying to sell it to the character called Kelly. And unfortunately, every time Ignatz says something that might sway Kelly into buying this prefab house, Krazy Kat comes along and does their own thing. For example, Ignatz demonstrates this prefabricated house. Kelly is pretty interested. Krazy Kat comes along and says they want to have a prefab house, so they pop up 2 umbrellas, and that's their prefab house. But because it's no longer the only prefab in the street, Kelly is no longer interested, so Ignatz has to do something else to try and persuade him, and then Krazy Kat does something to kind of outshine it. And I don't think Krazy Kat was ever doing this intentionally, to be nasty, to be awkward. I just get the impression that Krazy Kat liked what they were hearing and decided to get a little piece of the action, but of course that really foiled Ignatz's plans. So it's an interesting enough concept. It manages to sustain itself for the entire 6 or 7 minutes, and I really liked the characters' personalities. I liked their voices. That worked really well. It's very pleasant to listen to, pleasant to watch. The animation is generally okay, but I don't like the animation of Ignatz mouse. For a 1960s cartoon, the character of Ignatz is very dull and very basic, and maybe that's what they were going for, but it doesn't appeal to me. It seems like there's a significant lack of detail in that character design compared to the other characters, and I just don't enjoy that character design at all. The rest of the animation is okay, but it's not the most satisfying to look at, particularly for a cartoon, for a famous studio's cartoon from the 60s. It is very lacking in a lot of ways, but the narrative is good fun, the characters are really likeable, and as my introduction to the Krazy Kat cartoons, it's not too bad. I will look out for some more. I'm not desperate to watch them, but I will at some point. Keeping Up with Krazy is not too bad. If you're new to Krazy Kat, I'd say give it a watch, but it certainly could have been better.